Alright, what is up everyone? Hello and welcome to the Week in Preview. I'm obviously Darkside Phil, and today the camera's not straight. It's a little better. I was like, why is it so high up? Today is Sunday, August 14th, 2016. And this week, admittedly, is going to be busy for some part of it, but I don't know if it's going to be busy for the whole week. Things have not exactly gone according to plan, as I had hoped that they would have. With the mid-August schedule that I was planning on delivering for you. So I want to go through that and explain to you what's going on in that regard in this video so that you know what to expect is definitely happening this week. And then I'm going to need your feedback. I really need your feedback this week because the bottom line is we've got a whole week here until new releases. The actual big heavy-hitting new releases for the month of August come out on August 23rd. Okay? We've got a week before then. And the bottom line is, I'm not sure what it is that you, the viewer, would like to see me do. In the meantime, there's a few things that I will be finishing up in the next several days, which I'm about to explain. There is a new episodic DLC that's coming out this week that I'm going to cover, and I'm going to explain that in the video here as well. But outside of that stuff, it seems like I may have a second half of the week here with not a lot going on. And I have a few ideas in my head of things that I could do. But I want to run them by you, and I definitely need your feedback. So please, after you watch this Week in Preview, email me at darksidephil@hotmail.com, tweet me at theycallmeDSP, however it is that you can contact me, post up on my forums at thekingofhate.com, and let me know your opinion on what I should do for the second latter half of this week, okay? I'll get to that in a moment, and I'll explain everything going on. So here we go. This past week was a combination of new and old, right? I finished my Sonic 2006 playthrough, which, by the way, was so much fun, but also so frustrating, but I loved the experience. I'm glad that I played the game. Thank you to the viewers and fans who, number one, nominated this game. If you were a Patreon back in June, you nominated and voted on this game, and the viewers who were there, I mean, every time I played this game, it got great views on stream, on YouTube. The playthrough itself did outstanding. I didn't expect that, so thank you very much for that. And so, I am working on a retrospective video about that, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, because that will be coming up in the next few days, alright? Now, also this week, the big new release was No Man's Sky, and everyone was excited to see, what is No Man's Sky? Is it any good? And after playing it now for 10 hours, I can basically tell you, it's a game with no real creative direction. It's an interesting tech experiment to do these procedurally generated worlds and planets and galaxies, universes, whatever the hell they're called. And if you like a game where you just kind of wander around doing the same thing over and over and over for a little bit of payoff after a lot of downtime grinding, then this is your kind of game. The problem is, the vast majority of gamers don't want that. There's different kinds of games out there. There are games that are meant to give you a narrative experience, there are games that are meant to give you an artistic experience, and there are games that are there just to give you raw amounts of gameplay. No Man's Sky is basically just raw amounts of gameplay with a few little artistic things thrown in here and there. I'm not quitting the game. I just want to make that abundantly clear. I'm not quitting No Man's Sky. But the bottom line is, after playing it for 8 hours, no one was really interested in seeing me play it on stream anymore at all. Like, I played it those, 2 sessions, and at the end of the second session, almost no one was showing up. People were leaving. I couldn't even have 400 people on the stream because people didn't care anymore. And honestly, the last 2 hours that I played off stream, nothing happened. It was just me going around the planets, gathering resources, and looking for a blueprint to improve my warp drive that I still didn't find, and there's no indication of where the hell it is. So I could literally find it in the next 5 minutes of gameplay, or it could take me 50 hours of gameplay to find this thing that will supposedly advance the game. So because of that, it's not going to be an ongoing thing like I thought. I thought No Man's Sky was going to be the focus. I thought I was going to be really heavily, every day playing it 2-3 hours on stream, and we were going to be exploring and discovering all this cool, unique stuff, and people were going to be blown away. And it's basically the complete opposite. It's just kind of a underwhelming game. And because of that now, I'm forced with having to shuffle this schedule around, alright? Now, the other thing that I'm doing, which is something that's continuing this week, is my Scarface, The World Is Yours playthrough. I'm going to be honest with everyone. I'm surprised. I thought more people would be interested in seeing me play Scarface being that it's an open world sandbox style game that's almost kind of I wouldn't say a clone, but based off the same kind of formula as the Grand Theft Auto series, in particular Vice City. It's got a lot of the style and the graphical design, the locations, the music from Vice City. It's got a very Vice City vibe to it, and people loved my Vice City playthrough in 2012. So honestly, I'm a little surprised that here we are in 2016, and quite honestly, not that many people are really showing up to watch on stream or even the videos on YouTube. After the first few, it's just kind of fizzled out and people don't seem to be too interested in this game. I'm surprised. I honestly thought it was going to do better. So it's kind of the opposite. I thought Sonic was going to do terrible and that Scarface would do great, and it actually is the opposite, where they swapped places. Whatever, that's fine. I don't care, you know. The bottom line is I like Scarface. I'm playing it and I'm actually liking the game. In fact, I left off today at a very good part where I finally left the mainland of Miami, and now I'm off on these islands doing stuff, and now it's getting more varied and more interesting. I bought a ton of stuff that lets me fast travel. I got an amazing sports car now. So the game's definitely changing a lot, and I think it's going to get better as I play it further in. So you're missing out, honestly, if you haven't checked it out yet. But I'm going to keep playing Scarface, all right? But between Scarface, No Man's Sky, and the new episodic release this week that I'm going to talk about in a moment, I don't know what else to do. All right. Like I said, I thought No Man's Sky was going to be this thing everyone wants to see, and every day I was going to be streaming it, and after 2 sessions, it completely fizzled out, and no one really cares anymore. So, for me, that's kind of disheartening, because I was like, man, I really wanted to keep this momentum going for August, right? Because next week is the new stuff. Deus Ex, and King of Fighters, and there's all these 2 smaller indie games. So I got tons of stuff next week to cover, and I know people will be here for that, but I need something in the meantime to get us there, all right? For some reason, my air conditioner is really loud right now, so I apologize for that. So in that regard, here's my plan, at least for the first early parts of this week, all right? And then I'm going to need your feedback. I'll give you my ideas of what I can do later in the week. So first off, tomorrow, Monday, August 15th, it will be a double gameplay day. I'll start off live streaming Scarface, another 3.5 hours. I hope you'll come out. If you have not checked this playthrough out yet, I strongly urge that you do. It's really good. Again, vibes back to the Grand Theft Auto playthroughs I've already done. That's kind of what it is. And I'm really liking the game. So I hope that you'll check out the playthrough tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I'm going to do more No Man's Sky for a couple hours. Alright? So there will be Scarface and No Man's Sky new footage on DSP Gaming on Monday. Tuesday, we've got a new episodic release. Episode 4 of Hitman is coming out on Tuesday. Awesome. It's actually been a while now since we played an episode of Hitman. I started thinking about it. I'm like, damn, yeah, it's actually been quite a long time since that last episode was released, and I'm very surprised that it's taken them this long to release another episode. So in that regard, that's coming out Tuesday, and I'll be doing that as my gameplay stream. You know, we'll just, like I usually do, we'll go through with the main mission. I'll do it once, then maybe I'll do it a second time and try optional stuff in it, or I'll do the additional assassination objective or whatever that they add to it for the second run to fill the 3 to 3.5 hour stream and to give it kind of full coverage for that episode, so that way you see the various different ways that you can do the assassinations. Tuesday night, I'm hoping to finish up work on my Sonic 2006 retrospective. In fact, I'm going to work on it some tonight after I finish this week in preview. I'm going to start the editing process, and I hope to finish it Tuesday night and release that for KO Gaming, because honestly, after the experience I had playing Sonic 2006, the highs and the lows that I had, I want to kind of talk about it a little bit, just because I thought it was one of the most unique gaming experiences I've ever had. I can't believe a game was so... It was so bipolar almost. It was, this is a great idea, implemented well. This is a terrible idea, implemented poorly. You know, I want to talk a little bit about that dichotomy. So that video will be coming out on KO Gaming Tuesday night. Wednesday, Scarface on stream. And Wednesday night, probably I'll do No Man's Sky again, so we'll have another full day of gameplay, alright? Now, here's the thing. I get the feeling around this time of the week, I'm going to get very close to the end of Scarface. Right now, I'm about 50% of the way through. I've got half the city of Miami taken over, and there's a little bit of an interlude here, and then I have to take over the second half, and then I think it's like the end game of the game. So probably between Monday, Wednesday, it's 6 more hours, and then maybe like one more stream, I might beat the game, alright? I might actually complete the game by, say, Wednesday, Thursday of this week, depending on how quickly I get through it and if I get hung up on stuff. So that being said, I really don't have anything going on right now until August 23rd. So if I end up finishing it Wednesday, Thursday this week, that's going to leave a good 4 or 5 days open with nothing really to do. And this is where I'm coming up against, yes, I may still play more No Man's Sky and balance it. And yes, after I maybe play, let's say, 16 hours or so of No Man's Sky. Maybe I'll do a review or a follow-up video about it for KO Gaming to let you know if anything's changed in several more hours of gameplay and what my final verdict is on the game, maybe even a review score. But I need to get there, so that's going to be slowly over the course of the week. What should I do for the remainder of the week once I beat Scarface is my question to you, the viewer. Now, here's the option, the things that I'm thinking in my head. I'm just throwing these out there. Let me know if you like these or if there's something that abundantly I could do. And here's the deal. Whatever I do this week coming up for the second half of the week once Scarface is completed has to go on hold starting on August 23rd. Because between King of Fighters 14 and Deus Ex Mankind Divided, it's going to be a very busy week. And I know just Deus Ex is a very time-consuming game. I know that. And learning the mechanics of a new fighting game and all of that could be time-consuming. And, you know, going through all that. And keep in mind, there's a new release the week after that I'm going to want to play too, Attack on Titan. So that week is shot. That's it. So whatever I'm playing this week has to go on hold on August 23rd, and more than likely will be going on hold until early September, which, by the way, is okay, because the first 2 weeks of September, there's nothing going on. There's no new releases in the first 2 weeks of September. So it's perfectly fine if something I start now goes on hold and I complete it in early September, all right? But here's the ideas I have. Number one, and I don't know how much people are going to like this one, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on the PlayStation 4. The PS4 version that was released recently, it has trophy support. Apparently they fixed bugs and stuff with the game. The only reason I say that is because it won the poll that I ran last week to see what people wanted to see me play. And people said, well, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was top, and then right under it by about like 7% was Scarface. And I said, well, at this point, I'm making the executive decision. Let's do Scarface because I never played it before. I do want to do San Andreas again, but I should do it probably after I play these games that I've never played before, right? So I'm just throwing it out there. That's a potential game I would consider playing later this week once I finish Scarface, but I don't know how good would it do when I'm already playing a sandbox-style Grand Theft Auto-style game, and then I'm going to play another Grand Theft Auto game right after. And that's the concern I have, all right? Plus, a game like that, if it goes on hold for too long, and then I come back in September, maybe people won't care about it anymore, because I've already played the game anyway. Just saying, okay? Just throwing that out there. Number two, I'm kind of mulling around the idea of an Undertale run, and I know, oh my god, people are like, you played Undertale in fucking January or February, why are you going to do Undertale now, this late in the year? Well, I never did an Undertale Genocide run. People are saying it's the hardest run in the game, and I never saw it. I would maybe like to see it because it does significantly change the game, which people says it does. But would anyone care? At this point, this much later in the year, would anyone care if I played Undertale again? I don't know. That's why I need your feedback. Would anyone care about that? All right. Number three. I'm going to be honest. I'm craving a good survival horror game. All right. And I don't mean action, run and gun, Resident Evil style. I'm talking, I just played Resident Evil 5. I don't even consider that survival horror. And then I played Silent Hill Homecoming, and I was disappointed. I didn't like the game. I thought that the game was pretty lame in comparison with the other Silent Hill games that I had played. So for me, it's kind of like very disappointing on all fronts because I've been craving a survival horror game recently, and I just have not gotten to play a good one. Have I played all the good ones? You know what I mean? I played all the original Resident Evils, all the original Silent Hills. Did I end up playing all the good survival horror games that are out there and available at this time, and now I've basically ruined it for myself? I don't know. Maybe it would be a good idea for me to play a survival horror game of some style. And it doesn't have to be, it could be on PC, it could be anything. I'm just saying, I'm throwing that out there, something different, so I could fill a few days of content with something that people weren't expecting, or maybe something refreshing. At this point last year, Until Dawn was releasing, and my god, when I did Until Dawn, my commentary and my reactionary style of gameplay video works well with that formula. Is there another game out there like that? I don't know. You guys know better than me. Are there great survival horror games out there that are viable for me to play, meaning I can either play them on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, or PSN/Xbox Live? Are they downloadable titles? Or you know what I mean? Are any survival horror games, or PC, any survival horror games out there that maybe I could play later this week and spruce things up a bit and get things exciting before the big new releases next week? Let me know, and that's the feedback. That's kind of the things I'm mulling over in my head. Should it be San Andreas? Should it be Undertale? Should it be a new survival horror game? What game should it be if it is a survival horror game? Please give me your feedback. I really need your help right now because I I don't know. I really don't know what to do after Scarface. And the last thing I want to do is have a boring 4 or 5 days before new releases where really nothing's going on and no one really cares. I want people to get excited for that stuff, right? So we'll see. Please give me your feedback on that, and we'll go from there, all right? I already told you about the new releases coming later this month, so I have no doubt that later this month's going to be awesome, okay? The only real thing that I want to say before I end the weekly preview is, remember, I am constantly doing videos everywhere. You know, I did a vlog earlier today on Final Fantasy 15 here on the King of Hate Vlogs. I had my early review / impressions of No Man's Sky on KO Gaming earlier this week. And by the way, it's done outstanding. It's only been live for not even 3 days yet. And let me take that back. Now it's been, I think, 4 days. Yeah, it's been about 4 days, but the views are jumping every day. I'm getting tons of new views on it. And I'm very pleased. Again, I can't be happier with KO Gaming, with the way that things are going on KO Gaming, because it seems like whenever I have a new game that I cover and I talk about, people really want to know, and they come out in droves. So thanks for that. Please keep spreading the word and everything, because now we're actually heading into the busy gaming time of the year. It's coming up very shortly. This is the time when you get that buzz going about, wow, Phil's playing this new game, you want to check it out. That's what gets people coming out for it, all right? And so I kind of want to get that. We've had a month and a half here where it's been a little bit more dead than usual because it's the summer. Now we got new releases coming out again. I want to get that feeling back, that vibe back for the busy gaming season. Let's get everyone back for the end of the year, okay? Last but not least, just want to remind everyone that the Patreon goal for this month is in effect. I actually had an update earlier this week that explained this a little bit better to everyone. Hold on a second, because this is going to be blank, I think. Yeah, I didn't prepare this. Oops. Here it is. The Patreon goal for this week, if we hit the funding level, is a full playthrough of either Jak 3, Banjo-Kazooie, or Crash Bandicoot 3 to take place in the second half of September, which is fine because it looks like we may have a lot of free time in September now with some games being delayed and stuff. We'll talk about it shortly. But anyway, yeah, we have to hit the goal this month, the funding goal, in order to do this celebration event, all right? We didn't hit the funding goal last month, which is fine. Last month was a very slow month. There's not much you can do about it, right? This month is different. This month we got lots of stuff going on. And I fixed my Patreon page, which the link is right here, by the way, to reflect how much we actually need to hit the goal. Right now, it's under $200. Under $200 with over 2 weeks left in the month. It's definitely a doable thing. It's not a giant, unreachable goal at all. It's definitely doable. Some people pledge $1. You know, we get a few people starting to pledge dollars here and there. If you want to pledge $5 to get in on the voting for what game it will be for Patron's Choice in September out of those 3, or if you want to go for a bigger perk, like getting a private Q&A video or something like that, mate. All those are cool. Please check it out at Patreon. I'm not going to go at length about it, but I just want to throw it out there and remind you, because time is of the essence. About 2 weeks left in the month, and I certainly would like to hit that goal and do an awesome playthrough of one of those for you in September. All right. That is it, ladies and gentlemen, for the weekend preview. Thank you for being patient and watching. I'm off to work on my Sonic 06 retrospective video. But in the meantime, special thanks to all of these July patrons whose contributions allow me to keep doing this every single day as a full-time job. Peace out, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow for Scarface and No Man's Sky. I don't know. What is that supposed to be? Shame, shame, shame. I don't know. All right, see you later.